Hi everyone, Dr. Victoria Scarbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. You'll have to excuse my appearance. I am doing this during a break in our yard work. And some people might call it gardening. For us, it's more like work, which is okay. We love it. We love being out in the outdoors. So, big doings. Saturday night in Teterboro, New Jersey, Jeffrey Epstein was arrested, and he is going to court on Monday, and the indictment will be stated at that time. This is something that has been in the news, out of the news, in the news, and a lot of you wanted to know what the cards would say about it. I have actually done two of these previous. They were done in December of 2018. If you want to check that out, I'm going to do it now, of course. But back then, it looked like he was going to be held responsible for his crimes, and that the power of the mighty would fall. Let's see if that's the same now as we sit here. Between the day of his arrest and the day when his indictment will be read. Okay, I'm just going to cut the cards. I did actually a chart for his arrest in New Jersey, and what's interesting about that chart, is that the north node of the moon, Mars, the sun, Mercury, and Juno. And so let me just go over that. The sun brings illumination. The north node is the direction of evolution. Mars is our energy in Leo, rules children. Mercury in Leo, children. And Juno in Leo. And Mars, Mercury, and Juno are all conjunct, and on the north node of the United States of America, incidentally. And they're all in Leo. Leo rules children. Juno is associated with people who can't defend themselves, the sick, the elderly, and children. And all of that at the time of his arrest was sitting in the 8th house. And the 8th house is the Scorpio house. And the 8th house is a place where things are hidden, right? You have to dig in the 8th house. It's the Scorpio house. But the fact that the north node is in Cancer, where we're moving in the direction of nurturance and women's issues and children, and how we nurture our children and how we take care of our children. And we certainly know, and we can see in this country, that those people in charge are getting it wrong and causing more suffering. And it's so stark, right? And that's part of the lesson in the nodes, I think, for us to see just how toxic that way of power over dynamic can be in relation to the possibilities of the future of a loving and more gentle future. But the fact that the North Node in Cancer, children, women, at this time, and the South Node, which is the past, Capricorn, which is responsibility, karma, and Pluto in Capricorn, abuses of power. And abuses of power in Capricorn very well could be some really deviant sexual stuff, because the Capricorn is the father, right? And so it can bring all that sort of like idea of an older man and young children and that sexual energy, right? I mean, because it's Pluto. But it's really about it's really about nurturing the children and loving the children and the women. That's the future, and we need to let go of the old constructs. And this Epstein thing can be very much a linchpin in that, because he was very powerful. He knew a lot of very powerful people. A lot of those very powerful people are still in power on some level. And now him coming he has all the dirt on these people. And so it's going to be very interesting. And of course, he's connected to the president. Now, when I did the readings before, it said that he was going to be, excuse me, probably a mosquito bite, sorry. He was going to be held responsible. And a lot of people who are very high up are going to be implicated. So let's see what the cards say this time. But looking at the chart, and I also looked at his chart with the arrest. Now, I could only do a noon chart with him, so I'm not really sure so much about his moon, even his sun, because his sun is at like 21 minutes of Aquarius at noontime. I'm not sure if he couldn't be a Capricorn. But that being said, in his chart, Uranus, the sun is making a conjunction to his Uranus in Cancer. Cancer, of course, is children, and Uranus can be unusual things, and with children. So, and he has his Uranus in the third house, and quite frankly, well, actually, I'm not sure if he has Uranus in the third house. That's right. I'm not sure because I don't have his exact date of birth, so I'm not going to go there. But he does have even a noon chart is very interesting. And the other thing is he has Chiron in Capricorn. Oh, okay. So he has Chiron in Capricorn. The sun is pretty much exactly, and that is opposite his Uranus in Cancer. Is it exact? It's pretty exact. It's only a few minutes apart. And that is, Uranus is, well, this looks like somebody who he himself was sexually abused as a child, probably by his parents. That's what this looks like. I probably shouldn't say that, should I? Oh my goodness, I hope I don't get in trouble for that. Anyway, there's some issue there. He has some issue. It could have been a past life issue. But we have the nodes right on that. So the north node is on Uranus. The south node is on his Chiron. And it's bringing to light that wound. That wound. It's just my dog. Shh. It's all right, Bub. Bub. Stop. Somebody passed. The guy that passes every day. Makes the bird scream and the dog bark. Okay. Let's see what's going on. It's just very interesting. Okay, we have the immediate, so this is, I feel like this is Epstein going to jail. I don't know where they brought him. I wonder if they brought him over the river. Like, he was arrested in New Jersey, but they brought him to New York and put him in jail in New York. Because I doubt they would leave him off on his own recognizance. So he's probably spending the weekend in jail, which is more time than he spent from the first time he went to jail. I don't think he spent a whole weekend in jail. This is going to be a big stretch for Epstein. Okay. Let's see what's crossing this. Oh, God. This is Trump. This is also the merchant, like the merchant, right? People who buy and sell. And that's what this is all about, right? Buying and selling children. But all the same, it looks like Trump is going to try to block something, I think. If not Trump, certainly the powerful. This is going to be an interesting challenge because we're trying to move towards equality and justice, the Six of Swords. And what's crossing it is kind of like also the desire nature of the powerful. The desire nature of the powerful. What's at the root of this? This is the resilience and the persistence of the legal, the courts and the lawyers and the women associated here. This is their hard work. This is their. They have been bruised and battered, and yet they want to fight. They're standing up for themselves, and this is a beautiful thing. Let's see what's in the past. Okay, so this is, this could be the women who were tied up, right? These were the women who were imprisoned by this guy. This could be his time in prison, but there's definitely this sense of not being able to take a step without danger. And this could be for the women who are pushing this, right? But this is the past. Let's see what's in the sky. Boo boo, stop. Sit down. Sit. You have to be very strict. Let's see what's in the sky. The Hanged Man. I think this is him. This is him. He's going to have to look at this from a different perspective, and he's going to do something different this time. The first time he got off pretty much without implicating anybody powerful, but this time I think that it's going to be different, and that I think he's going to start talking, and that's when people are going to start pooping their pants. Let's see what's in the immediate future. Oh my God, yes, the new beginnings, endings. This is a 27-9 vibration, and new beginnings, new creative. So this is we have an end to this hell that this man created, and some justice perhaps, and then new beginnings for everybody. Let's see how it's seen from the outside. Wow, it really is a death. It's death of an old way. I wouldn't be surprised. Almost. I have to help him. I wouldn't be surprised if they killed him, like if they tried to kill him in prison, so that he doesn't talk, because I think he's ready to talk. Because if I got to go in, I'm taking them all down with me. You know, I mean, what, you're in prison, and the prison is run by the government. We'll see. We'll see. The domestic situation. The Knight of Cups reversed. The illusion has been shattered. The illusion has been shattered. Whatever that was, whatever it was, the illusion of power and who has it, I'm not sure, but the illusion has or people who were had this vision of, I would say, Trump. This is going to sort of turn over the cup. Hopes and fears. Well, this is burden, holding all the burden. If this is him, it's him holding all the responsibility for it. That's why I think he wants to talk and share it with those other people in power. The other thing that struck me is this could be Trump creating diversion after diversion after diversion after diversion in order to obscure. So we have to keep a really close eye on him. I think that once the Democrats got in, he decided that there was nothing he wouldn't do to stop from being kicked out of the presidency. And he is not above creating a war with another country to get out of even the initial mess, the Mueller mess that he's in. But you add them looking at his money and now this thing, because he is connected to Epstein. We have to be very careful. Lots of light and love around Trump. To keep us safe. All right, to keep us safe. All right, outcome. Nightmares. Nightmares for the powerful. Let's see if we can pull a major arcana. We have the King of Cups. This is sometimes Putin, but I also see this as Trump. A lot of times the kings are aspects of Trump. The only king that doesn't really vibe to me that could actually be Trump is the King of Swords. like there's no justice there, so he doesn't come across as king. But this could be Putin also, Putin, or this could be Trump. Okay. Okay. Now, for people who've been watching readings from other readers, the Queen of Cups is very familiar, and also my readings as well. And the Queen of Cups, when she's right side up, is holding a cup with a lid on it, and it's like there are secrets. There are things that you need to use your psychic sense because you're not going to see them with your regular eyes. But she was upside down when I pulled her, and so that says to me that the cover is coming off and the secrets will be revealed. Oh my goodness, financial ruin. Well, certainly he's going to be financially ruined, but I think this is going to take down a lot of very, very rich people. Let's see what's underneath the deck. And there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of work to be done. So this is, there are points, I think, in our life and points in the evolution of a country or a situation or a person where you go along, and then there's like a thing, there's that one thing that sort of creates enough of a ripple to create change. And we've had a couple of those. It sounds like the earthquake, right? Well, I'm talking about the earthquake, but we've had a couple of those, and this is one of those. This is one of those. This is, even Trump being elected was one of those. It was a paradigm shift. It was a shakeup. It was a skewing of how you perceived reality. And this is going to be another one of those things, because we are waking up. We're here to open up to better possibilities than this crazy, killing each other and going to war and dropping bombs so that you can take the resources of another country. That is just not any way. That can only lead to complete and utter destruction. There is another way, and this other way is coming up. It's being born, and we're kind of like both midwives of that and the actual baby being born, and in a way the mother having the baby. So love and light, people. Love and light, whatever the situation. If you see this guy and you start hearing about the things that he did, it's just more hate and more pain. This is about transcending all of that. We have to, it's important that it comes up. It's important that it's held responsible for itself. It's important, but it's also important to heal, because that's what it's coming up. We have to heal it. Otherwise, if you don't learn the lesson of it. And so we have to heal our own sexual energy. We have to heal what is appropriate and what's not, what's natural and what's man-made when it comes to these constraints that we put on people's natural urges, right? I mean, there's just so much healing that has to go. And then there's the healing of those who were injured by it, and the healing of all of us who've had similar experiences, perhaps. And this is, and it's like coming up in the public consciousness. It's no longer buried, and this is the kind of stuff that we need to release and let go of. And as we do that, we become enlightened and lighter and full of light and full of love, because that's really all there is. All this other stuff is just something that it's a darkness that just needs the light of love to crack it open. So if you want change, if you want things to get better, like, child slavery or human trafficking or any of that stuff, what is going to break open the darkness, what makes the shell, that hidden thing, get more and more enclosed, the only thing that can soften that up is love. And so the more we love one another, and you don't have to start with the pet, you don't have to love the abuser right away. Just love yourself, right? Love your friends, love your family, and then spread it out beyond that. Love your neighbor. Goodness gracious, love the town you're in. Love the country, the thing, and just until it gets to the point where you love being here now in the world, connected to all things. Okay, well, my husband needs me, and I have to go. I don't know. I hope this was helpful. The answer to the question: they're done. They're done for. A lot of people are going to go down. Trump is going to be one of them. Whether this is what takes him down or everything else, but this is all part of the plan to break down that which no longer serves us, to expose the darkest, deepest stuff to the light so that it can be healed and released from the darkness. Like and subscribe. I'll see you again soon. Take care.